Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Sonic Boom, and today we're going to be going over the Warrior Pikemen. In the game right now, the Warrior Pikemen are a very tanky march that rely on counterattack. One thing that makes counterattack unique is it can go out of turn, so each counterattack skill can go off once a second. But unlike other skills, counterattack does not do AoE. One thing to note, if your counterattack skill procs on your main target, it will do 100% damage, but if it procs on your secondary target, it will only do 70%. Let's get into some testing. Before we start, the way I test is I take all the gems off my gear and then I hit the same supply bounty, making sure that I target the same unit type every single time. So that way it stays consistent and I get the best results. So let's get into it. The first march I tested was Cyrus, Boudica, and Mensa Musa. The second was Richard, Boudica, Mensa Musa. The third was Cyrus, Barbarossa, Mensa Musa, as those are the three main pikeman marches that people run. In my testing, while Barbarossa did help the march last longer, so they lasted on average 38.4 seconds, everybody else was around the 30-second mark. The interesting fact here is even though Barbarossa lasted longer, he still did overall less damage on average than the Cyrus Boudica Mensa Musa march. So in my opinion, at this current moment, I think Boudica is better than Barbarossa. If you're looking for someone who just sustains and tanks for you, then I would use Barbarossa, but in general, I would use Boudica. Now let's move on to some unique testing that I did. My friend Kaifus did some testing when Cyrus came out, and he was actually testing it with a ram. So let's take a look at that. The Cyrus Mensa Musa ram combo not only ended up lasting longer, but also killed more troops than the previous marches we were looking at. On average, they lasted around 41 seconds, as well as killed, on average, 548,000 troops. One thing I also did test was a lot of people debate whether you should use Savage or War Elephant or Tenacity in Peaceful Haven. So I did that testing for you, and it seems like they're very, very similar. I did run these marches each 10 times, and the Savage War Elephant did end up being slightly better. But in my opinion, the results were very similar, so I think both work very well, depending on what you want. Now let's get into the builds. First off, I'm going to start with the Barbarossa build. This is the tank march. This is the one, if you don't have RAM, that will last the longest. So if you want to put them on an objective just to hold it for as long as you can, then this is a really good march for you. To start off, we're going to have Cyrus the Great, Mensa Musa, and Frederick Barbarossa. The rings I'm going to use on Cyrus are going to be the Messenger of Destruction. Mensa Musa is going to have Lofty Mountain. Barbarossa is going to have the Ring of Clover. So for Cyrus the Great's skills, he's going to use Child of Prophecy and Forceful Retaliation. Those are two counterattack skills that do high damage. For Mensa Musa, we're going to have Tenacity and Golden Odyssey, which helps a lot with our sustain. One's a heal and one's a damage reduction. And the last one's going to be Barbarossa. He's going to have Tenacity and Peaceful Haven. Also, Tenacity again is a heal, and Peaceful Haven helps with damage reduction. For the gems, on Cyrus we're going to add Unit Capacity, Might, and the passive skill damage. On Mensa Musa we're going to do Unit Capacity, All Attributes, Healing. On Barbarossa we're going to have the same gems as Mensa Musa, Unit Capacity, All Attributes, and Healing. Let's take a look at the next march with Boudica. So we're going to run Cyrus, Mensa Musa, and Boudica. Both Cyrus and Mensa Musa stay with the same build as previous, but Boudica this time is going to have the Ring of Boar, and she's going to run for her skills Fearless Retribution and Forceful Retaliation. For her gem, she's going to run Unit Capacity, Might, and Passive Damage. The final march we're going to look at here is Cyrus the Great, Mensa Musa, and Ram. For this final march, Mensa Musa and Cyrus the Great are going to keep their gems, rings, and skills. For Ram, we're going to be running the Ring of Clover, but if you do want to run a gold ring, you can run the Tranquil Water. But odds are that's probably going to be on a different march. For his skills, we're going to use Savage and War Elephant. And lastly, his gems, he's going to use Unit Capacity, Might, and turn-based skill damage. This march is a little different because they are not all matching the same military specialty. A Ram is a martial commander while the other two are warrior. But Ram's skills and stats help overcome that missing bonus. In my opinion, this is the best warrior pikeman build in the current meta. My overall thoughts on this march is there's a lot of times in Wonders and MEE that I will be swarmed and have 6 or 7 people hitting my march and it just does not die. It just keeps going. So this is a very good frontline march that is going to be able to tank for your damage dealers. So there's a little micro involved, but it's definitely doable. I just want to thank everybody for watching, and if you want to join us in Kingdom 64, message me either on Discord or leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching and have a good one.